Hello everyone and welcome to Paper and Moose and welcome to mail day. When you see little Pam over here, you know that it is mail day. So what has been going on with Paper and Moose? Well, we are back in the swing of things, the flea market, auctions, some estate sales, yard sales, garage sales, not as many. I go and considering what I like to purchase, what I like to buy, what I'm interested in reselling, most of the yard sales in my area just do not offer that stuff, and I come across it occasionally. I wish it was like, you know, the other reseller yard sale videos that are out there where they go to a yard sale and someone is selling off their 1989 toy collection. It just does not happen here. I wish it would, but it doesn't. So for me, yard sale, garage sale videos are kind of like, I feel like it's not fun to film them, because I don't think you want to see stove, pan, toaster oven after toaster oven, newer kids toys after newer kids toys. So that's why I don't have as many yard sale and garage sale videos. I do a lot of auction videos. Not sure how I can make them more appealing or more fun or more exciting. So if any of you have suggestions for that, please let me know. Also, my apologies if you hear a lot of beeping and things. Someone is getting work done and my ears are not happy today, but we have to push through that anyway. You might not even hear them in the background. I don't know. So yes, we have the yard sale videos, also clean outs. The Hermit House clean out is finished, it's done. So now I can kind of get back to my normal schedule of doing things, of catching up on things, preparing for to sell at the flea market, preparing to get stuff listed on Etsy and on other online selling websites. So yeah, we are back to normal, trying to get back into the groove, and it is mail day. So some bad news. Philip has been sending, I don't know, package after package. I probably have had over 15 packages from Philip. So I took one day, it was probably about 5 hours at least, and I opened almost all the packages from Philip. I still have, I think, a few that I will open in another video, and I filmed. And when I went to edit the video, because I knew that was gonna take a while, the entire SD card was corrupted. The files were, you could see me, but no, there was no sound. There were glitches. It just, I don't know if it's because of the length of the recording. You know, I tried to stop recording every 25 minutes so that they were shorter clips. I don't know if it's because I think I filled the whole SD card. I have no idea, but everything is gone. So I wanted to cry that day. I wanted to just crawl into bed. So I'm so sorry for that, Philip. The good news is I still have a few packages I have not opened, so those will be in upcoming videos. And so what I thought I would do is throughout the next mail day videos, just show some of the things that Philip has sent, because he sent a lot of stuff and a mixture of stuff. If he could have sent the kitchen sink, he probably would have. So he sent me some sock monkeys, including a little sock moose, because he remembered how I said that my aunt never made me a sock monkey, though she swore that she did. He sent me a really neat collection of photos that he got at an estate sale. The woman had passed away, and I guess there was some kind of bad blood, not nice family relations, so everything was being sold, including photos. And this is a great collection of photo booth photos of a Navy recruit from 1971. So these are just amazing. And the other photo album that he sent me is filled with pictures just like this. They're really nice, just a great collection. And you know, he essentially saved them probably from being thrown out, because it sounds like people did not want anything to do with whatever was in this house. So in instances like that, when you can purchase family photos and save them, it's good to do so. Now, Philip is a big Lego person, and he actually sent me this, which I have never seen before. It's a Lego succulent collection. How many pieces is this? 771 pieces. Well, that doesn't sound too bad, but how cool is that? They're little succulent plants. The purple one is really nice. They never need watering. They don't need sunlight, and I won't kill them. So now it's just how long will this take me to put together? I guess when I get stressed, when I can't sleep at night, it's to the Legos to be put together. He also sent a few Yellowstone items. I'll share this one. He sent some postcards. So this is, don't want to mess up the cover anymore, but we'll call it a little folio of all sorts of the prints. These are the Haines prints. So of course you have Old Faithful. You have the Lower Falls of Yellowstone. Such lovely collection. Great colors. Oh, there's the Morning Glory pool. That's one of my favorite thermal features at Yellowstone, besides Old Faithful, of course. Just the colors are amazing. And then here you have the Kepler Cascade and the Firehole River, which is a great little drive. If you go out to Yellowstone, be sure to do the Firehole River Drive. It's just peaceful. I believe that's where you can actually go in the water there, which I must do when I go back. And then, let's put this back in here. He also sent a whole conglomeration of religious items, some crosses, some rosaries, and then this really beautiful piece, which I don't know if I'm going to be able to fold out, but it's Mary conceived without sin, pray for us, but it's on this lovely tapestry, and this is all hand painted on here. Beautiful. This, I would imagine, actually probably would have been in a church, you know, in a Catholic church, and somehow it ended up at this person's estate. So it's just really, really beautiful, lovely artwork, talented artwork, and that's an interesting piece. So thank you so much, Philip, for sending all these items, and I will be opening the boxes that I did not open in future videos. And again, I'm really sorry. You know, I was on a roll. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna spend, you know, the morning and afternoon opening these. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna have a great video. And then when I put the little SD card on my computer, technology. I mean, I've had that happen. You know that I've had that happen several other times with recording. It doesn't show up. So thank you, Philip, and stay tuned for future mail videos where I show some of the other items that you've sent, and then also where I open some of the boxes that I have not opened yet. So the mail that we do have to open today, as long as this SD card is good, is from our friend Steve out in Durham. I always forget, Durham, North Carolina. Like, is it North or South? It's North Carolina. Steve has been known to send amazing things. I have no clue what could be in here. He has sent dentistry items, photo albums, postcards, all sorts of things. And, you know, from the wars to Yellowstone to Phillipsburg, it's amazing what Steve has found and what he so kindly has passed on to me. I am still working on the one, I guess we'll call it a diary, of a mother that transcribed and wrote out all of her son's letters from the Korean War. So that is a work in progress, just like many of my other things. My problem is with many things is that I want to wait until I think it's perfect to put out there, and that can take a while. I still have a history behind the paper from Cody, Wyoming to put out there. That has to get done. I hopefully will finish that this week or sooner, and then some other history behind the paper. I take too long at things. That's my issue. It just has to be right before I put it out instead of just putting it out there. All right, let's see what Steve has sent. And of course, Steve always sends, oh wow, a card that has a snapshot of a local, usually historic place down in Durham. And this one, it says Kings since 1942. And the photos are by, this one is by Bill Pope. BillPopePhotos.com. Let's see what Steve has typed out. And I have my contacts in today, so hopefully it doesn't interfere too much with my reading. Hi, Renee. Whether King's Sandwich Shop opened in 1942, as the sign says, around 1950 is the subject of some debate. City directories apparently didn't show before 1950. Putting the historical timeline together. Either way, it's been on the corner of Foster and Gear Streets in downtown Durham forever, even during rare Durham snowstorms. It's a hot dog and hamburger place. Food served through the window. Man, this reminds me of the place in Phillipsburg that's Toby's Hot Dogs. I unfortunately now have to say it was a classic hot dog place. You know, you'd go get a hot dog before the football game. You'd get hot dogs for sleepovers. On a weekday night, parents don't feel like making any food, go get yourself a hot dog and a thick black and white shake. Black and white shake is chocolate and vanilla ice cream mixed together in a milkshake. And unfortunately, that establishment was sold. The owner of Toby's, he's been there I don't know how long. He sold it, and he sold it to someone that just, they tried to make it work. They put in changes, which, you know, this was a hot dog place. They didn't have french fries. You could not ask for french fries because you would be yelled at. It was that kind of place, you know. But that's what made it Toby's. But they added all sorts of things to the menu. They added pierogies, they added french fries. They added like all these 10 other flavors of shakes. And it just got to be where the person that was put in charge of making the food, you know, it was too overwhelming. They couldn't get help, and it just, the owner, so now it's done. It's done for. It was completely gutted because they were going to redo the entire inside because apparently it wasn't up to code. They were going to like start their own brewing in there too for beer, and now it's just sitting there. And from what I've heard from another establishment in Peaburg is that it's done. That Toby's is no more, which is so sad. Like a hot dog place that has been in business for how long? A classic staple in the Phillipsburg, New Jersey community, as crazy as that may seem, and it's done. Like, that's so sad. Anyway, sorry for that rant, but excellent greasy food that has its roots in a time before the word cholesterol came into common use said, yes, I know that. Back in the day, King's was both a popular, inexpensive lunch and dinner location, Durham's original fast food, much like Toby's was, and a place where many got eats while seeing the Durham Bulls minor league baseball team. The Bulls played at the nearby Durham Athletic Park. See, it's similar things. There's so much rooted in little hot dog and hamburger establishments throughout the United States. It's a thing. Rabbit hole. I just went on one, so let's go on the one you're gonna have. And Durham has had a ballpark at the DAP site since 1926. The original field, called El Toro Park, was dedicated on July 6, 1926. Kennesaw Mountain Landis, not sure if I said the name correctly, the first commissioner of baseball, personally made the dedication after riding into the stadium on a live bull. That's fun. Landis is primarily remembered for handling the Black Sox scandal in 1920. I'm sure Tony knows all about that. I do not. And restoring public transit to organize baseball. Cool. The city of Durham purchased the field in 1933 and renamed it the DAP, or DAP. The largely wooden DAP was completely destroyed by a fire after a game on the night of June 17th, 1939. Luckily, it was empty, save for a groundskeeper who survived. I'm actually currently reading a book about the fire at the Los Angeles Library in the 80s, I believe it was. Almost unbelievably, by July 2nd, an interim stadium with concrete and steel bleachers seating 1,000 was ready for the Bulls to host the Charlotte Hornets. The venue was completely rebuilt in the 1939-1940 off-season. Over the next 40 years, the fortunes on the DAP waxed and waned with those of the Bulls and minor league baseball. Fast forward to the mid-1980s, and much of the movie Bull Durham was filmed at the DAP. The movie made the Bulls so popular that they moved to a brand new stadium in 1995, designed by the folks who did Camden Yard. A victim of its own popularity. That's a great phrase. The DAP nonetheless still stands, was renovated in 2010, and hosts events on a regular basis. The cast and crew of Bull Durham often had lunch at King's. Oh, how fun! Which was still going strong in the 1980s, but King's closed in 2007, and many feared that another Durham landmark would disappear. Rumors circulated of raising the building, condos, and other glorious endings. To Durham's relief, King's reopened in August 2010 under new management. Whew. Maybe the person that bought King's can come up to Phillipsburg and buy Toby's and keep it just as it is, because I fear the day that I drive by and it's not there. Especially because I want, there's this red ball on top and it has little lights. It almost looks like, I don't know, like a, oh, it's not an atom, maybe like an atomish, but anyway, it's classic. I want that. I want that. If there's ever a dumpster outside of Toby's, I'm going dumpster diving, especially if that thing is gone, because I want that. Anyway, let's see. The signage is a little different, but it's still very busy and the food is great, if not exactly the same. Isn't that wonderful when that happens? Below, I've included a few comments made about King's on the website, where along with Wikipedia, I got much information about King's and the DAP. Let's see. I grew up in Durham in the 50s to 70s. I lived on Washington Street and ate at King's quite frequently. My favorite were the hot dogs all the way with chili, onions, and coleslaw. Oh, no. 25 cents or 5 for $1. The pigeons were always a problem, but then again, we fed them French fries. I met my lovely wife in Durham. We would always go to King's on a Saturday to get hot dogs. That's where she got her name, Mushy. That's how she liked her hot dogs. Lots of mustard and little onion. Man, these are great. I'm sure you all have some kind of establishment like this in your town where it's just a classic, a staple. You've gone to it when you were little. If you moved away, you would come back to it. And that's how that's how Toby's was. That's what Toby's was. Maybe I should do a video about Toby's. I do have that hot dog costume. Oh my gosh. Wow. I'm 56 years old and grew up on King's hot dogs. I always got mine with the mustard chili slaw, but my father got his all the way. I remember many a cold night waiting outside the window for them to call my order. Yup. When I got Toby's hot dogs, I would get it with ketchup, pickle, and onion. Now, Toby's, well, the man that owned Toby's, his name was Jimmy, and they did a big article in the Lehigh Valley about the hot dogs here. And Jimmy said that ketchup does not belong on hot dogs. That he offered it to his customers because he knew customers liked ketchup on their hot dogs, but he firmly believed ketchup did not belong on hot dogs. And the everything hot dog at Toby's was, I know it had mustard. So probably pickle, mustard, onion. I'm not sure what else. I think he eventually offered chili on it and sauerkraut, but no, ketchup, pickle, onion. And they had such good pickles there, like such good pickles. So what's in the box? Military and a couple of surprises. We go from hot dog seat. This little hot dog place in your town transcends the little hot dog place in my town. And makes me sad for what Toby's was. But I'm so glad that someone purchased King's and revitalized it, but yet kept that nostalgic taste and the nostalgic flavor so that you can enjoy the hot dogs and hamburgers of old. So what's in the box? Whew, let's see. We have a Vietnam era album or slightly before. The 1st Battalion, 26th Infantry. The 26th were known as the Blue Spaders, which accounts for the various spade references on the signs throughout the album. He said he thinks the album's from the 1960s. Look like they might be in Germany. It's one of those magnetic albums, so I did not try to see if the photos had writing on the back. Ah, darn you magnetic albums. So let's look at that. Now I really want a Toby's hot dog. So again, this is the Blue Spaders. Oh. I will have to attempt to remove. So yes, I suggest any of you that have photos, family photos stored in albums like these, to attempt to remove them if you can, because these albums are just not good. Oh. Oh, there's a glare. They will, I'm gonna say, not eat away, but it's very hard to remove them. This one might not actually be too bad because of the stickiness. Look at this great photo. Yeah, this definitely is German. You can tell, well, the building looks German to me. These might not be too bad to remove. I mean, they were great at the time because they were, you know, oh yeah, the pictures won't move out of there. They'll stick forever. But it becomes a sticky situation. First Company Battle Group. That helps identify it. Now you look at these pictures and, you know, it's the 1960s, but yet it looks just so far away. Like, it looks like it should be so much later than that, or earlier, later, you know what I mean. I will have to look and see if there are any other ones that I can remove. Spade City, the finest marksman supported by the best soldiers. That's one of the signs say. Let's see if there's another one that I can take out. The glare, oh wow. Not bad. Restricted area, unauthorized personnel. He's gonna, you try and get in there, forget it. Yes, great pictures of the buildings. So you think about, I always think, you know, they took the photos while they were there, brought them back. I'm guessing, I don't know, you know, they could have had them developed over there, but even just the journey of the film back here to America is something in itself. And then what happened to their lives when they came back. Bag number 2, Vietnam era album of 18-year-old, wow, specialist 4th class Larry Shawley of Schaefferstown, Pennsylvania, originally assigned to 13th Infantry, 1st Infantry Division, Fort Riley, Kansas. He may have ended up with the M106 Mortar Carrier Group. I think the photos may also have been taken in Germany. Some nice photos of helicopters, tanks, and even a portable bridge mounted on a tank. Unfortunately, it's another magnetic album. That's all right, we'll make do. So, being you have the whole entire name, easy enough to do a Google search and see what happened to this man. Now, how did Steve get the photos? Why were the photos sold, discarded? Why didn't the family want them? Questions that sometimes they do have answers, other times they don't. You know, many families, some of them don't want to remember this time. As like with Philip, there could have been bad relations and something happened and let's just sell everything, I don't care. Clean outs, moving, who knows the story, but I guess all we can do again is be grateful that these items don't find their way to the dumpster. All right, so this is Larry. Oh, geez. Well, not all of them are out. Oh, this one's so nice. See, this just looks like, I mean, this still reminds me somewhat of World War II. I know it's not, but it just has that look. Here's a whole bunch of Lucy ones. So that's really nice. So these did not have any damage. Loosey gooseys. Just hanging out. This one's a good photo. Again, I mean, Vietnam really was not that long ago, and there's still so much, how to say it, you know, it's still kind of not discussed. There's still so much that I think we have to learn. I don't know what's gonna show. The guys are having a beer. Looks like it's Schlitz. I can't tell. No, it's not Schlitz. That's funny. You know, there's still a lot to learn and uncover from Vietnam. Same with the Korean War as well. But some people don't even refer to that as a war. They refer to it as a conflict. Oh, I think there's the... That might be the bridge he was talking about. Another great album. Just great snapshots. Ooh, I can't pull that one out. Trying to have fun when they can and serving their country at the same time. He was a 1961 graduate of high school. Yes, beautiful pictures of, you know, the buildings, the countryside. Germany. I need to get back to Germany. I need to. Let's see. Oh, wow. Bag 3, a well-annotated 1969 to 1970 Vietnam album of Jeffrey Kirsch, photos and postcards. He begins at Fort Campbell, then moves to Fort Gordon. He travels to Vietnam via Chicago, Colorado, San Francisco, Hawaii, Wake Island, and Okinawa. Lands at, then he goes to Long Binh, which was the largest U.S. base during the war. Most of the rest of the photos are camp life, including their cleaning lady. Oh my gosh. And the dog. Some odds and ends in the back of the album. He has, let's see, here's the link to his obituary, which is funny and worth a read. Just a small portion. He loved musical instruments from an early age, playing pipe organ, pipe organ, accordion, and piano. He would later drag his family through every church in Europe to see if it had a pipe organ and spend hours, no days, mastering the classics such as the Cantina song from Star Wars and Poison's Something to Believe in. This guy sounds so neat. I love when obituaries add that little part of the person's life. Same as I love the tombstones that have the photos on them, the oval photos. I think many people do walk through graveyards, cemeteries, and it allows you to know who that person was. Just a little glimpse of what they look like. But this guy sounds awesome. All right, bag number 3. Is this big guy? Let's open this one up. Really nice album on the outside. Oh my gosh. You're right, it really is annotated. Like it's filled. Oh wow. Unbelievable. Every photo has writing on it. Look at our company area from the fire. Look at our company area from the fire escape of our barrack. A sight for sore eyes. There's Jeffrey. I'm ready for a day of training. This equipment that I'm wearing, plus my weapons that I do not have in this photo, weigh 37 pounds. We do all running and training while carrying this additional weight. More of my fellow platoon trainees, and he lists all their names. My 2 best buddies from Wisconsin. Aww. So someone took a picture of him while he was sleeping, and he wrote, "This was the night before my PCPT test. I don't know which I needed more, my religion and prayers or my sleep. At least I read my Bible." Oh, he fell asleep holding his Bible. Aww. How nice that this is all... He has his meal cards in here. Oh, wow. Chapel number 8, inside the chapel, a bush outside the chapel. The leaves are green and bronze. He took photos of a bush. Oh, he was probably such a nice guy. Oh, man. It's on to Wake Island. I think this postcard has, this is a very small island. Yeah, he even, every single postcard he wrote. We have some more photos. Everyone looks so sad. I think everyone hoped we'd go back, but we made it. Here it is, Vietnam. Well, at this point, I worried what was ahead. I think that says it all, really. It's just a photo he took from inside the plane. So then this one has, it's one of the, the classic signs you'd see. It has Des Moines, Iowa, how many miles. And then he wrote, "We all think about home, but we're here to stay." And yeah, there is the, I don't think you're gonna be able to see. Oh no, ha, they all fell out. This is the photo of the housekeeper. Right, you said it's a housekeeper? Cleaning lady. And then it says, "Going home after day's work, note laundry on the fence to dry." He took pictures of everything. My sleeping area, the refrigerator. Oh, there's a naked lady. A postcard of a naked woman. He did not label that. Oh, there's the dog. His name is Mupp. Oh my gosh. We have a military payment certificate for 5 cents. What are you gonna buy with 5 cents? We have their newspaper that they put out, 1970. Their Thanksgiving Day menu. Oh my goodness. This guy. Okay, this guy, he saved the napkin. And not only did he save the napkin, he saved the placemat. Jeffrey, you are a good man. You're a good man, Jeffrey. Oh my goodness. He saved the Thanksgiving menu. Shrimp cocktail, crackers, roast turkey, cranberry sauce, buttered green beans, mushrooms, chef salad, relish tray, mincemeat pie, pumpkin pie with whipped cream. Well, Steve, this is definitely an interesting album. And I think what makes it so interesting is all the little annotations that the owner, the soldier, made himself. And I think that that just adds to learning who he was and what his life was about. And as you said, the obituary, I mean, he played the organ and he saved Thanksgiving Day napkins. Like, this guy was neat. And he had a dog named Mupp. Come on now. I can't wait to read more about him and do a little more research and add it to the list of future history behind the paper. All right, bag 4. A 1947-1948 photo album of George Cowhig. He passed away in 2005. Oh, Larry, you're gonna like this one. Of San Francisco during his time in the Merchant Marines. Oh my God, you know how hard it is to find stuff for the Merchant Marines? My grandfather was a member of the Merchant Marines during World War II. And I have his little leather, it's not a wallet, I guess you can call it a catch-all, and it has a lot of his paperwork in there, some of the poems that he wrote when he was in service, little ticket stubs, and it's probably one of my most prized possessions that I own of his. And I don't own that much of his, but that's up there. I do have his Merchant Marine uniform though, actually. Cowhig was in the Merchant Marines beginning in World War II, much later retired after 34 years as a San Fran cop. For this album, he is assigned to 2 ships, the SS Steel Vendor and the SS Twin Falls Victory. Photos are small, but almost all annotated. Wow. He was in Egypt, Panama Canal, Hawaii, Palestine, Arabia, China, and Manila. Also great shots of the ships at Sea and his friends. Now, those names don't sound familiar to the names of the ships that my grandfather was on, but like, can you imagine? That'd be insane. Let's see, bag 4. Oh my gosh, Merchant Marines. China. Ugh. Oh wow. Again, Egypt, Panama, more of the Panama Canal. Yeah, you're not really going to be able to see these. But yes, this Joe, this strikes a little in my heart because of my family connection to the Merchant Marines. Yes, my grandfather made it all the way through the Merchant Marines, and then he died in a coal mine from a rock fall. So you make it all the way through the war, and then you're just doing your job as a miner, and that happens. Oh, cool. This is George. Yeah, he names all the people. That's a really nice little album. Took pictures of cars. That's Jimmy's Buick. In 1948. Wow. Oh, there's the San Fran Bridge, Golden Gate Bridge. Right, it looks like it. Manila. If you could just travel back in time as they were holding the camera and snapping the picture, like what were they saying? What were they thinking? Now we have this history in a little book. What could be in bag number 5? I mean, you've already outdone yourself once again, Steve. 3 sets of photos from the Desert Storm. Wow, each came from a different place. The blue album is indexed and may have been from someone in Lock Haven, Pennsylvania. I don't know much else about the others except what's shown. I didn't see writing on the backs of any, but only checked quickly. Amazing shots of well fires, destroyed Iraqi equipment, and a U.S. unit. There are 3 pretty graphic shots of Iraqi soldiers, I think, among the photos in the 8x10 sleeves. I'm sure you saw worse in your master's work. Just seemed like the decent thing. He covered them. So yes, for my master's, I studied World War II and the Holocaust for 2 years. So I read a lot. I've seen a lot of photos, many videos, heard things. My one professor was a survivor of Auschwitz, so he shared many stories. So I don't want to say you get used to seeing those things, but I think your brain kind of does a workaround, and my brain was always more so, again, focused on the personal stories, the personal aspect of everything that occurred. So I can't tell you names of, I can't, rattle off battles. I can't tell you what equipment is what, but I'm more focused on the personal aspect. So when I look at those types of things, I think my mind kind of goes to, who were they? What were their life? What was their life like? What was their life about? What did they enjoy? Who did they leave behind? How did they get out? How did they survive? Etc. Things like that. So let's see. This is Pilgrim's Rest Camp. So we have the tanks. Now you think Desert Storm, I mean, do we talk about that still? I just wonder the timeline of when we're going to kind of see more of these things coming out at the flea markets, clean outs, auctions, etc. Is the collector's eye going to be as strong for these wars as for, you know, World War One, World War Two, Civil War, etc. You know, when is that kind of going to cycle around? I don't think we're at that point at all yet. I think it's going to take some time, just because of all the discussions about these wars that have occurred and have yet to occur, and I think also the impact of these battles on the lives of those that were involved, both away and on the home front. And I did see the photos that you had covered, but thank you for sending them anyway. I think much like when I look at World War II photos, seeing the destruction, even just of the buildings, it kind of, it puts it all into, I think it gives you a better view of war and what it really does versus not seeing those things. So we have those, and then we have these little albums. Oh wow. Let me see which ones I can share. I'm guessing he was probably like their one of the higher ups. See pictures of the camp. Just the buildings. Oh. This is interesting. It has, in the beginning, is there one for this one? No. In the beginning of this album, it has a little list of the location and then the description. There's abandoned Iraqi tanks, oil well fires, Kuwait International Airport, vandalism carried out by Iraqis in main terminal building. There's a photo of that. It's great that they labeled all these. A control tower. Remains of British Airways 747 captured by Iraqis on first day of invasion. I'll show you that photo. Wow, this is you know, another little piece of history just in this little book. Oh my goodness. Wow, Steve. This one, it's interesting because of that it is Desert Storm, and just I think of how, you know, we aren't really that far away from that war yet. And again, just thinking about the people that were involved and what their lives are like now, what has changed, what hasn't changed, and I think what will happen in discussion about this war in the future. Always making me think. Let's see. Bag 6, surprise, not dental, but some of these may have allowed people to make it to their next dentist appointment. Uh-oh. I'm worried. A Bible. May the Lord be with you. This was bag 6, right? They prayed to God. They prayed for help. Oh wow, this is really neat. The front has this nice metal cover on it. On a wing and a prayer so that they can get to their dentist appointment without pulling their own teeth out beforehand. That's really nice. I like how you can see the worn on it, where they would have held it. It's almost like someone's thumbprint was like right there. Little Pam, that's for you. Bag 7, surprise, dental, but masquerading as other things. Prophylactic handy book for boys. Compliments of the Florence Manufacturing Company. Put this on a shirt with a toothbrush. This handy book will prove to be a most useful reference, a reference for boys. It contains a thorough information regarding many popular outdoor and indoor games and sports. Look here, old scout, you want to make the team? So basically, bad teeth hurt your wind and speed. Besides, you have to be up in your studies to make the team, and you can't keep your mind on your lessons nor the game if you're having tooth trouble. Remember, a clean tooth never decays. Oh my gosh. So it has all about chess, skiing, goldfish in here, then the great advertisement on the back. And I'm sure that this one is also for girls. I'm going to leave it in its wrapper right for now. Right for now? Right for now. What if your dentist gave this to you? I mean, I'd be thrilled if my dentist gave me this little ephemera book. And then this, which looks like it's going to be pretty cute. This is called the Jungle Powwow. Jungle jokes for nursery folks. The rhino has teeth. There were hippos and rhinoceri and one young chimpanzee. 10 crocodiles had come and brought their mates. While in a cozy corner sat a nice old manatee. Are they about brushing their teeth? They'd gathered with a purpose from their countries near and far. 'Tis the object of their conclave by the stream, to give their testimony for other beasts to hear on behalf of Colgate's Ribbon Dental Cream. Oh my gosh. It's a kid's book about brushing your teeth using animals. The walrus found it added a new luster to its tusk, and the bear explained its action on his jaws. But the teeny weeny jellyfish and teeny weeny thrush and the teeny weeny duckbill and the squid just screamed and howled and whopped about and left their tears anguish. And no one could imagine why they did. I bet you they have... Oh my gosh. It's all about animals and using this ribbon cream. Oh my gosh. The crocodile declared it lent new beauty to his smile. Look at that. The crocodile's holding the the paste. And the killer whale is holding it. Can I put these on shirts? Yes, and the duckbill and the squid and the jellyfish and the thrush, they were all sad because they don't have teeth. So they can't use it. Oh my goodness. The things that they thought of to advertise dental items such as toothpaste and dental cream. That rhino with the teeth. How do you find these things, Steve? How? So bag 8, Surprise Dental. This might firmly establish the line between total quack barbarian dentistry and somewhat civilized dentistry at 1935. All right, feels like a book. Pang Through the Teeth. A critical analysis of dental nostrums. Let's see, what does it say? So much has been written and voiced about the relation of good teeth to health and of diseased teeth to illness that it would seem to be a public service to separate the scientific facts in such matters from the fiction of the advertisement writers and radio announcers. It is hoped that the presentation of the following chapters of factual evidence pertaining to the serious violations of both the letter and the spirit of the existing laws will stimulate constructive and corrective thinking about conditions in the dental nostrum field, to the end that the interests of consumers may be effectively served. Quack advertising and consumers. Oh, this is going to be a good read. Quack dental remedies, tooth bleach quackery, quack mouth washes and antiseptics, quackery of toothaches, waxes and drops, quack teeth lotions. How many times can you say quack? Oh my gosh. This is amazing. Tartar off. Makes your teeth properly white in the magic of a moment. We guarantee that's where they get in trouble. It's very interesting that even back then, they were noticing, you know, the little trigger line, almost like clickbait. Clickbait of the dental industry. With all the offensive advertising, Lydia Pinkham's At least its sponsors never curried favor with the medical profession by incorporating in the advertising copy, see your physician twice a year. This is going to be a good read before bedtime. Oh my gosh. That is so neat. Did not think that there would have been a book about the quackery and false advertising of dental things back in 1935, but here it is. Last but not least, we have bag number 9, surprise, not dental, but the big thing in the back has been used as part of regular dental hygiene by many Americans, including this one. The big thing in the back. I don't know. I'm not very good with your clues here, Steve. The big thing in the back. The tonsils? Is that what it is? The big thing in the back? I could be completely wrong. Oh my gosh. I had no idea, but holy moly. So it's not your tonsils. And it has been used by many people. And guess what it is? This is Miss Dixie Cup pageant circa 1920 at Easton. With the Dixie Cup, the big thing in the back. Oh my gosh. Oh, I hope this doesn't break. Oh my goodness. Now I'm gonna have to do some research. This is amazing. Oh my gosh. They're all from all over. The Midwest, Syracuse, New York, Pittsburgh, Easton. In front of the Dixie Cup. That's crazy. Where did you find this? This can go with my Dixie coveralls that I found in the trash. Taco Stacks actually just got another pair of Dixie coveralls at the auction we went to, and I'm going to get one of those to add to my collection. And some of the other Dixie items, oh my gosh. What an icon that cup is. We've always been told the story of the man that fell in and he's just swimming around and around and around. Gotta get a frame for this one. Gotta do some research. Oh my gosh. Well, Steve, whew. We've gone from the sadness of war and those that have given their lives to fight for this country, those that came back, the photos that they took over there, to little books to entice kids to clean their teeth, to Dixie Cup. You have covered it all. This is, I did not expect this at all. Thank you so much. I'm going to love to read about the quackery of the dental industry. Perhaps I'll have to do a few more videos on all those quack ads. And just the stories of the men in the photo albums and their lives when they were away. Well, Steve, you did it. You did it again. You did it again. Thank you so much. And thank you, Philip, as well, for all those lovely items that you sent. Sorry again about that SD card, but I do have a few boxes saved, so I will open those up in future video. Wow. Speechless once again. Speechless once again. Gotta find a frame for this baby and put that up. Unbelievable. Thank you so much, Steve. Thank you so much, Philip. Thank you to everyone. Thank you for watching, and thank you for just being along with me on this adventure as I find things, as I talk a little bit about reselling, talk more about the historical and the personal aspect of the items that we find at auctions and estate sales, and just the nostalgia and memories that it brings to us when we see these things. And I think Steve today proved that. Even in the photo of Kings, I went on that long diatribe about a hot dog place here in Phillipsburg. Thank you again so much. I hope that you all have a wonderful day, and whatever you have set out to do today, I hope that you accomplish it. I'm on my way now to the gym and then coming back home to get other work done, and can't wait to go through these things and tell more of the history of all these wonderful paper items. Thanks again. Have a great day. I will see you all next time for the next adventure here at Paper and Moose.